Welcome, everybody, to the Mansfield Buzz.
Welcome to Mansfield Buzz, Jordan Hurdy in the mix, spotlighting local stories, every episode's a fix, unearthing unique gems, what makes them shine. Tune in, get ready, we're diving into their grind. With Jordan's questions, we reveal what's at the core. Hurdy's tech wizardry, bringing stories to the fore. Together we create, start showcasing what's unique. Mansfield Buzz, where content creation sleek. Calling all business owners and customers to the scene. Discover authentic gems, find the best you've ever seen. Meet the faces behind each unique space. Trust in the stories, find community in this place.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Mansfield Buzz. It is Thursday, 2 p.m. on every Thursday, talking to local business in the Mansfield surrounding areas. And I just got back to vacation. Can you tell? Can you tell?
Fully energized.
Woo!
Because that's what we needed. Over energetic
That's
Hurdy.
all you need is Hurdy on energy. Okay. All right. Anyhow, Jordan, so we don't mix this up, I'll let you click the banners. Okay. So we want to welcome everybody to Mansfield Buzz. And again, we have Stacia Miller, and we're going to be talking to her in a few minutes, but we're going to clear the decks here a little bit. If you're listening right now, reload that video on YouTube. This thing looks like a thumb. Go press it. Give us a like. If you want to chat with us, let me pull that up right now and show you this. Ask questions, say hi. We'll make you famous and post those. And I want to try something. It didn't work. They put new stars by these chats, Jordan, so they kind of stand off to the side during the whole show. So, but it didn't work on this one. So what's new? Anyhow, chat with us if you like. And let me go back to the banners, Jordan. And if you want to find us on YouTube at Mansfield TX Buzz, go subscribe. We're up 206 subscribers now and still averaging over 30 hours of watch time, which is fantastic for a local show. But go check us out, Mansfield Buzz. Send it to 5 friends after the show's over today. And so go check these guys out, Mansfield, and subscribe. All right, if you want to be on the show, I got this written down because we're getting booked so far in advance that right now we have November 20th, December 4th, December 11th, and December 18th before we go to the holidays and come back on January the 8th. So if you want to be on a Mansfield Buzz, you need to email me at, and George's getting ready to go find it, Hurdy@hurdyburke.com. Put Mansfield Buzz in that line at the top and just say, I want to be on the show. And we'll take care of the rest from there. All right. So next, let's see. What else, Jordan? Been on vacation. Jordan's busy. Stacia's got some cool stuff she's going to tell us about. Not only is she on today getting questions about the Mansfield Mission, but she's going to dive into something that's going on that's real special today too. Correct? All right.
Absolutely.
Good.
I got my shirt on. I give where I live. We're going to talk all about it.
All right.
Nice.
Love that too. All right. So we also have icebreakers coming up. So before we ask Stacia her icebreaker, we'll be right back. Well, Jordan, this one's going to be really cool.
This is going to be really, really cool. And I like how it was like last minute, it's like, oh, we got to ask you for an icebreaker. And she just dropped this. So this, which I didn't get to tell you this, but Parks and Recreation is one of my favorite shows. I have never laughed so hard. And apparently you have a bit of a connection to the show.
I do. I was very fortunate as Parks and Recreation was in production. So again, this is a rewind kind of icebreaker, but when they hit, basically in television, when you hit 100 episodes, then that makes you eligible for syndication. And so when they were syndicated eligible, the network that was putting them on had a event that my husband and I were fortunate enough to be at. And it happened to be at Versace's house. And so we were in Miami and they flew in Nick Offerman, Amy Poehler, Adam Scott, Chris Pratt, and Audrey Plaza for this
Love
event.
her.
Yes, yes. I actually got a chance to ride an elevator with Audrey Plaza in Hawaii at a different time. That's a whole nother story. Back to Parks and Rec. So my husband and the coworker that was with him were just talking and being like, hey, it's so great that the cast is able to be here. And my husband's coworker says, hey, do you want to meet him? And he was like, absolutely. So he introduces us. He's like, hey, Amy, this is Scott and Stacia. And she's like, hey. And we stand there with Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler and just talk about how the shooting went that day and all the things they have coming up and how they have to turn around after the party's over with and take the red eye back to California and get back on the set and do some more, filming. And it was just, we stood there and had a nice little chat, got some pictures. It was, made friends with our new famous besties. But yeah, so it's just a fun story, kind of surreal. I did not talk to Audrey Plaza that night. Like I said, I got a chance to kind of be around her in the future. But yes, I will. So Jordan, this is what's really sad. You're a huge fan. You would think that we would have just geeked out over, meeting the actors of this amazing show. It wasn't until way after the fact that we actually watched the show. And then it was like, it may have been better because then we didn't all fangirl over them, that we hadn't been so deep in the show, because you're right. It is the funniest show. It's so hysterical. Anyone who's done any work with the city or worked for a city, it is, I think, just an ode to the amazing hard work they do. So yeah, it's good stuff.
It's perfect.
That's awesome.
Great.
Yeah. And I totally agree. It's funny whenever you meet somebody famous that you don't know they're famous. You just click. You talk to them like they're a normal person, and then somebody walks up to you, is like, "Do you know who that was?" Like, no.
Well, a lot of them had careers before that, but a lot of them really busted loose after that sitcom or after the show. So it's really cool. I mean, Chris Pratt, come on.
Yeah. I think Amy Poehler was really the only.
She was. She's a comedian. Yeah.
Everybody else was an up-and-comer.
Audrey Plaza. I mean, it's just cool. You're unbelievable.
I will tell you, cool. I was a little sad that Rob Lowe had not made that trip.
Oh, that's true. He was
the biggest, the one that was probably most recognizable and stuff. But he actually didn't even make the trip. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're excited today, and Jordan's going to run through some questions with you that our crack staff came up with. Hint, hint. And before we do that, though, we have one more segment we got to play. As we started this new rewind, because we like to go back and show just a little video of a previous guest, so that you guys that are watching the channel will go back and tap into some of these great businesses in the Mansfield area. So we'll be right back to talk to Stacia. So sit tight.
Quick rewind, keep it tight. Highlights, prime to ignite. Catch the vibe, feel the rush. Previously on the Mansfield Buzz.
I help people with their money health. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So there are a lot of families, hardworking people that are struggling right now just to get by. I have personal experiences with my family. So that's what inspired me to become a financial coach. I wanted to see if I can help others. I learned a great deal myself. And, it's not because they weren't smart. A lot of times they just wasn't taught how money actually works. So that's my main mission with me being a financial coach, is to educate, to empower, and to equip families where they can be financially independent one day.
I love that, because it is that education that really builds the trust.
All right.
That's a good guy right there.
Yeah, Roderick Lewis, man. You go check out his whole long podcast with us. Well, welcome, Stacia.
Yeah, welcome. Just real quick, a kind of a funny thing is it's kind of weird to see yourself next to yourself talking and it's not you talking. And so right here, I'm like, oh, that is weird.
And
it's
narcissistic.
a whole lot of Jordan.
It is. It's like, oh, there's two Jordans in here.
I knew somehow you'd take over this show. Way to go.
There it goes.
No, I'm kidding.
That's the thing. This is live. We're testing, we're evolving, and we're doing it as we run.
That's right.
But Stacia, thank you for coming. This is going to be fun. There's,
you for
we have
having
a
me.
whole lot of questions here for you, and
Mhm.
even some that you got some surprises coming up here. So I can't wait to get into it.
All right. I can take it.
Let's do this. So let's kick it off. So the Mansfield Mission Center. Like, what are the what programs and services do you guys offer? Like, imagine, this is a Mansfield Buzz, right? So we have people here that are in Mansfield, but imagine somebody's just coming in blind and has no idea. Like,
Absolutely. And I'm really glad to answer this question, because I think, Jordan, you're right. We have so many people moving into the Mansfield, Texas city or area. But then we have lots of people that, maybe they've been here for a while, but they still don't know that the Mansfield Mission Center has basically 3 parts to it. So one of the most forward-facing parts is our thrift store, and we have, donations that come in, and we're open to the public. But it is the heartbeat behind kind of why we started, because the thrift store isn't just for people to come buy things. It's a way that we can provide families who are in need of clothing, shoes, household items, things of that we have at the store that we can provide to them for free. Another part of the Mission Center is our food market. So as we know that things kind of can get tough with, prices rising at the grocery stores, maybe income levels not rising along with like inflation and things. So as we have families that just have food insecurities, they just struggle to put food on the table, we have a free food market. And I use the word market because it's not it's not a box. It's where you get to come, and we have grocery carts, and we let you shop around like a little small grocery store. The other part of the Mission Center is the Linda Nix Clinic, which is a medical clinic that is free for uninsured adults. Within the clinic, we have an eye doctor that comes in and does free eye exams and does glasses at a reduced or free cost to individuals. We also have labs that we do in-house, but then we also partner with groups to have labs and imaging done. So if people come to us and they need services and don't have insurance, can't afford it, we can help provide those and cover those costs for them. We also have lay chaplains there at the clinic to just be available to talk to people. We all know that mental health is a really big problem that we face in our culture right now, and just having enough mental health professionals and access to mental health, especially if you don't have insurance. And so we want to provide someone to just listen, to just give hope and encouragement. And the other benefit is that we do have a small grant that provides for us that if someone does need professional mental health, like counseling or treatment, we can partner with some local groups that provide professional counseling that have partnered with us, and be able to offer that to those individuals as well, so that they're not feeling the financial burden of that. So that's the main 3 areas of the Mission Center. Now within that, we have programs and outreach and so many more things. But for some people coming to Mansfield, it's good for them to know we have all of these things that they can either volunteer at or donate to, or even offer to others they know that are in the area that are in need, or even take advantage of themselves if they find themselves in need.
That's great. That's phenomenal. I didn't realize there was 3 components to it.
Yeah.
That is really cool, and it's all just tied in under the
umbrella of the Mansfield Mission Center. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really cool. And in the thrift store too, that is really cool. I know a lot of thrift stores operate under nonprofits, but it wasn't really clear to me, like, how do all of that work?
Yeah, and we always want to encourage people that when they donate or they shop at the thrift store, that money is poured back into helping fund the food market and the medical clinic, and helping support our neighbors in Mansfield that are in need. A lot of times, I think thrifting has become super popular and kind of trendy. And so people want to be mindful about who they're donating to and where that money is actually going. And so to be able to have an option for people to donate their things and to know that it's going to help people right in their community that are struggling, I think that that's a win-win for all of us here in Mansfield.
Yeah,
So if you're listening, you're going to go popping tags. Make sure it's for good.
That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
We donated a lot of stuff to that mission down there. So
and we
cool.
really appreciate it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Because it does provide about half our funding. And so it's a very necessary part.
It's good.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So to continue with this too, for the people listening, either if you're in a space of need or you know somebody that is, can you kind of walk us through like who these services are for?
Yeah. So we service families that live within the Mansfield Independent School District zone. So sometimes that's a little bit of a misnomer because Mansfield is in our name, and you may be in the Mansfield School District, but you have an Arlington, Texas address, or you have a Grand Prairie address, or actually come to find out there's actually some Fort Worth addresses that are in Mansfield ISD. Even all as far down as Venus. And so we want people to know that you're eligible for services if you live in the Mansfield ISD area. 99 square miles of service area. So that's a lot of people, a lot of space. But we also want to be a community partner. So that means like some of our companies, I've met with people at Mouser, I've met with people at HEB and several other companies here in town to say, when you're onboarding employees that are coming to work for you, even the school district, we offer this to them as well. We want to be a partner so that those employees, maybe they have like a 90-day wait period before their health insurance kicks in. Say they come down with a really bad head cold, sinus infection, or the flu, God forbid, and they need to be able to go see somebody, but they don't have insurance yet because they're in that waiting period. We offer our services to say, hey, send your employee, your new hire to us. Let our medical team check them out, get that prescription called in for them, and make sure that they can get healthy, because we know that it's not just the employee that it benefits, but also benefits the employer for them to be able to get that medical treatment. So we really focus on not just the people that live in our school district zone, but also our businesses that are here to make sure that they know, man, we want to be here for you too, because healthy employees is good for them and good for you. And so it's just a way that we feel like we can give back to so many great companies that are so generous in their support for us.
Yeah. Good. I like that.
That's awesome. That is, and is there a like an income?
There is. So outside of a company sending someone that's in that kind of, time period, that grace period time, we do have an intake process where people would come in and just, let us know what their income level is. We have guidelines that are set by the state and the federal government as far as what the poverty line is. And for the majority, we're about, and I know this sounds a lot, like we're about 125% above the poverty line, but I'll tell you, it's still, it's an amount that you would be shockingly surprised that a lot of our lower, not just lower income families, but our mid to lower income families actually qualify for, especially if they've got children in the home, because for every person that allows for whatever your income is, it takes that into account, the people that you're feeding. And so we are seeing many families where it's not just one of the spouses working, but both spouses working, and they still qualify. So we have an amazing team that helps come get you, come and meet with us. We do an intake assessment, kind of walk you through, just that price. It's a real simple process, but then allow people to share kind of where they are What we have found is that maybe someone finds us because, man, the month is long and the money is short, and there's just not enough money to go to the store and buy food to put food on the table. Well, food insecurity is a symptom. It's not a root cause. Like, there's some other things that are happening there. And so what we can do is sit down and say, hey, let us help you. Maybe it's utility assistance. Maybe it's helping, allowing you to go and shop at the store so that you're not feeling like, man, my kids are growing out of all their clothes and I'm having to spend all this money going to the store to buy these things. It would just be so helpful if I could just get them in new shoes and not have to pay $50 or $75 a pair for new shoes. We can go in and help them with, getting those clothes, getting those shoes, making sure some of those other bills are paid, making sure they have food that allows them to free up some money to maybe handle some things. Roderick was on talking about, helping people financially. Sometimes it's helping them make those small adjustments so that they can make the steps towards getting back on their feet financially, relieving some of those burdens. And that's a big part of what we do. We have an amazing social worker who just she has a great list of resources. So even if it's outside of something we do, we have worked hard to have partners to be able to support people, because we know everybody's story is different. And so we want to meet them right where they're at.
Yeah, that is great. And I was thinking about the food pantry and the and speaking of Roderick right there, right? He told us he was a good stat, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but I think he'll probably correct me if I'm wrong. But I think he said somewhere around like 58% of Americans are now struggling with the price of groceries. Like, that is one of the major pain points because of the rise of food costs, and that is causing people to spiral down into a debt cycle. So I think it's really cool.
And
that
we have senior. Yeah, our senior adult population is also really struggling, especially if they are on a fixed income. Maybe they're just solely depending on their Social Security check, or maybe they have a pension or an annuity that was set up many years ago when the cost of living was less, or the prices at the grocery store, even the gasoline prices were half of what they are now. We are finding that a lot of our senior adults, they just need someone to have a heart to care for them. And we are honored to be able to just walk alongside and help support them so that they have the nutritious food to be able to put on their table. And they're not cutting corners and sacrificing their health because they just don't have enough money, because their income was set at a level that all the prices of everything have exceeded.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if to kind of walk somebody through it. So if I want to receive assistance, or maybe I know somebody that needs to receive that assistance, like, what are the steps I should take, or this person should take?
So my encouragement is, unless you're in crisis. Now, again, and it's like when you call the doctor's office, it says, if this is emergency, dial 911. Unless there is a food crisis, I mean, I'm never going to say don't come to the food market if you need food, because we will take you there. But I encourage people, the best place to start is going to be at the Linda Nix Clinic with our social worker, because from there, she has a wealth of resources to really get you off on the best starting point. So my encouragement is you call our main line, which is 817-473-6650. And then you want to go through the process and reach Jacqueline, who is our social worker. I'll give our Mansfield Buzz listeners a little tip. Her extension is 102 if you want to bypass the phone tree. But to call and get an appointment set up. And that's, we can talk about this a little bit more, but we want to value everyone's time. Some free clinics are set up. You show up and you hope to be seen. But we really want to go the extra mile to just show respect and dignity to each individual's time. And so we set an appointment so you're going to be seen. That is your time.
That's wonderful.
So you can call, and if she doesn't answer, be sure to leave a message, but get an appointment scheduled to sit down with Jacqueline or a member of her team and go through that process, because from there, it's like you're going to get all of the things in your basket, all of the great so ideas or tips, contact names, phone numbers, directions. She's going to fill you up with all of that, and then you're going to be able to step out and have the resources that you need. Now, of course, if someone comes to the food market, we're never going to turn anybody away hungry. That's just something we strongly believe in. It's one of the reasons why we have it set up like a grocery store. Again, that respect, that dignity. We want people to have some choice. But from that meeting at the food market, they're going to say, hey, here's the information. You need to take the next step and go set up an appointment, go and meet with Jacqueline and her team, do the intake process. And so, like I said, unless it's a dire emergency and it's critical for food right away, I always encourage people, start at the clinic, start with the intake process, because it streamlines it and makes it so much simpler. And it removes some barriers, removes some obstacles for people.
So, Stacia, can you send me, Stacia, can you send me, it's vacation. Can you send me that number, contact extension, and name? So when I post this in the description, I can put that under that question on the show and tell people that's called the intake process, and that's where they need to start, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that real quick, while you're looking that up and send it to me later, I was over touring their facility last week, and right now I will tell you, she didn't mention it, but they need tuna in the cans. So get the tuna over to these guys. If you want to go buy some tuna and drop it off at their location on Regency, please feel free to do that. They'd love it.
Where are they dropping
we're gonna go get some too. That's the what's the address? 97. What is the address?
778 Regency Parkway.
It's right. It's in the next to the building. It's in the building, the YMCA, but it's in the back.
Yep. We share the building. We co-own the building with the YMCA. So they have the entrance in the front, and you drive around the back, you'll see the market sign and come in. And Herdy, I'll tell you, I'm one of those weird people. I'm not a tuna person. So we'll even take canned chicken or even canned salmon or
that's
salmon.
Fine. Either way, we're going to drop some
any kind
off.
of canned meat. Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, we're going to drop some off. I was just letting our audience know, as they even listen to this down the road, you'll still need it. So why not?
That's so true. Yeah, so true.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad that's set up really well, which is awesome. The fact that you guys can set appointments, I know in any kind of those services, like you're going to go there to spend all day there and maybe you'll be seen.
Yeah.
So that is, the dignity and the respect that comes with that is palpable. Thank you.
Well, and Jordan, like I was going to say, since we're seeing so many families who are working families, we never want to jeopardize their job security. Yeah. And so even if it's something where they need, I hate to say like a school note, but kind of the same thing to prove to their employer, hey, I had an appointment or things like that, whatever it takes to make sure that we can help people just stay in good places and help walk with them out of difficult places into better places.
So Stacia, this is a good time to interrupt you in your questions. What's your t-shirt say?
It says, I give where I live.
So what's going on? You got something? We coordinated this for a reason today.
Wait. Don't get ahead. Yeah. I have a...
okay. Don't get ahead. Well, I was going to, Lisa, just let her mention something's going on tonight.
I know you're getting ahead of me though, because I do have a question.
Okay.
Exactly about
all right.
that.
Okay. I didn't know. This is because our producers don't get together and get us coordinated, but that's okay.
I'm glad you're excited. The answer's coming.
Okay, good. We got the t-shirt. So it's who's on first right now?
Right. So Stacia, you've mentioned a lot of
that
wonderful
was a teaser.
That was a teaser.
But you've really, blown my mind with the amount of stuff you guys do. But I am a business owner. So I immediately go into operations. I'm like, how in the world are you paying for all of this? How is the Mansfield Center funded, and how does it sustain operations? Because
All right.
you're not charging for any of this. How does that work?
So I previously mentioned, so we have the Mansfield Mission Center thrift store. The things that are purchased there by people in the community, that money goes directly back to the other parts of the Mission Center. So the food market and the medical clinic. So the thrift store itself provides us with about half our funding. And then the other half, I have the joy and pleasure of going out and raising. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, it's called,
No pressure, right?
No, none. It's so easy. Yes, no
So I
disrespect.
will tell you, we have some amazing partners all throughout this area. We are blessed by donors who are incredibly generous. We have monthly donors. We have churches that are monthly donors and annual donors to us, that pray for us and help support us through, just making sure that if there are congregants or members of their churches that are in need, that they partner with us to send those people over so they get the assistance that they need. A lot of times they will bless us with food drives, which is huge. Big shout out to Walnut Ridge Baptist Church. They just did a big food drive for several nonprofits here in our area, and we were blessed to receive some of those donations for
Cool.
our food market. We also are super thankful for individuals that will do drives for things that we need at the clinic, or individuals who want to partner with us with things for the clinic. So one of our amazing programs is called our BEES program, BEES program. And what that program entails is our partnership with the local hospitals. So if a young mom, comes in and she does not have the essentials for her baby when she comes in and delivers a baby, and that's going to be the car seat primarily, but also things like clothes and diapers and, formula if she needs it, or bottles, blankets, things like that. Then the hospital reaches out to us through the clinic, through the social worker a lot of times, or most of the time. And they say, hey, we have a mom here. This is when she's going to be discharged. Can you bring a BEES package? And we say, absolutely. And so we have individuals and groups here that are passionate about supporting teen moms, single moms that are in that situation to where they're having a new baby, and they are having a new baby is hard enough, but not having the resources, those essentials for their child, is really it's critical for them. So we get a brand new car seat. We have groups that will donate those car seats, which we are extremely thankful for, because that's the most expensive part of that package, and it can get a little pricey. And so to be able to have those, we fill them up with clothes that people go out and buy and donate to us, or that our staff is able to collect. We have the diapers that we get through diaper drives and things like that people put on for us. If we've got the different types of formula that they need, if that child needs to be on some sort of formula, all those things, we put those packages together, and then those are actually personally delivered to the hospital. So that's a way that, we have individuals that's their heart. That's what they feel like they're called to. And I'm so glad they get to partner with us, because that's a huge blessing. It's kind of a unique type of donation. It's not necessarily a drop off at the thrift store, which is a great way to help with our funding, because whatever's donated, we can sell or give to those in need. Whether it's coming and donating things, we have some different organizations that they have medical supplies that are that are able to, they're still in the package, they're still ready to be used, they can donate those things to us. And we have a collaborative. So if it's something we can't use, we always want to say, hey, let us partner together. So if it's a home health, or it's a home care program, we can say, hey, we have an extra walker, we have some extra bed rails that were donated to us. Is that of help to you? Things like that, having them donate, and then also partnering together if we don't have someone that we can directly give them to. And then also, obviously, the food drives. We've got schools that put on food drives. It is so exciting to see kids who have brought their canned goods and done competitions between classrooms. And they just take so much joy to be able to donate those and be able to celebrate. We always try to do our very best to take pictures and post online to let people know how much we appreciate all that they do. We have some different events throughout the year. We've got one going on today that we'll talk about. We have one coming up in October that I want to do some more talking about as well. In the spring, we have a golf tournament. We have a couple of different events at our thrift store. In February, kind of like Galentine's, but we do a girls' night out. And then coming up soon in November, we're going to have Sip and Shop. And so we take a little page out of a Disney's playbook and turn our thrift store, into kind of a Christmas wonderland overnight, then open it up and let people come in and shop and get that first swoop at coming in and getting all the great Christmas decorations and items that we've been saving up all year long. And it's a fun event. It's so great. We have people that come and pay for VIP tickets so they can be the first ones to shop. And so that's another fundraiser that we do that just helps engage the community kind of wherever they are. We also are so appreciative of companies that are very community minded, and we're fortunate that sometimes they will just bless us with a financial donation. And I want you to know that we take all the donations we get just with gratitude and humility. We could not do what we do without the generous community giving to us in whatever shape or form that is. And we recently were doing some research, and I'll tell you that we work hard to stretch every dollar. And so our return on investment for a dollar given is, and I kid you not, we ran these numbers about 4 times to make sure it's a 250% ROI. That's how much we work really hard to maximize each donation because we take it seriously. Yeah.
That's
incredible.
I know we can do better, right?
I mean, what's wrong with you? That's awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, Herdy, you want to ask about the shirt?
Yeah, so stand up again. So it's the shirt.
Here's my shirt. I wish I could be like sitting on a stool.
I
so
give
you can
where
say,
I live. Okay.
I give where I live. And down at the
right.
bottom, you can see it says North Texas Giving Day.
All right. So, Jordan,
Yeah.
you're on.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Well, North Texas Giving Day is an amazing opportunity to receive some additional support and marketing from a foundation that's in Dallas. It's called Community Foundations of Texas. This year, they have about 3,500 nonprofits participating in this day.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? It's a lot.
And you got your sign?
I do.
Mm.
So here we are. Yes.
North Texas Giving Day. Got Amazon.
Yeah, we even have, I don't know if the QR code will work on the podcast.
It probably will.
Here.
Get a little closer.
Get right up, and hey, if you just have to watch it now, if you're watching this tomorrow, okay, that won't work, meaning it's already passed. But today, if you're on right now, just take a picture and share it to friends right now.
How's it look, Jordan?
It's looking good. 5,500 raised by 21.
Share it out.
That's right. There you go. Where do we at? I knew we were at a little over 5,000 when I checked before.
Okay, so what you have to explain this. So it's the North Texas of Texas. North
So
Texas or
it's so
Texas?
North Texas.
Okay,
North
so
Texas.
explain to
Just
me.
North Texas.
You have 35 something hundred whatever nonprofits in this. What is going? Is this just a way to get Texans to start finding their? How do they organize? I guess what I'm saying is this is just a recognition day, right? Start giving to your nonprofits in your local area. Is that basically the message?
Yes, it is, but it's more than that.
Okay, good.
So they help nonprofits like ourselves, who. So I would, when you say the American Red Cross, or you say United Way, or Boys and Girls Club of America. I mean, you think Nate Bargatze just did Boys and Girls Club of America a huge solid on Sunday night, right? It's like, let's give them hundreds of thousands of dollars. So Mansfield Mission Center doesn't have that kind of name recognition. I would love for it to, but it doesn't.
Right.
And so what the foundation has decided and has just been very generous with is to say, how can we provide a platform that will showcase nonprofits to a larger audience? And let's give them some marketing, some logos. We're going to connect with the local television stations, the local news outlets, and things like that to help promote this day and to give them a platform so that, like, you can go onto that site and you can search, what kind of nonprofit do you want to support? Do you want to support something that's in a certain area of close to where you live? Are you, do you want to support something that has a medical part to it? Do you want to support something that's for animals or for,
Right.
school children, or a certain kind of, whatever? And so for nonprofits like ourselves, it allows us to get our name out there to someone who may not have even known that we exist before. We in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that, might find that what we do just strikes a chord with them. And we are blessed by their donation. And it also helps with getting some more exposure to some of the media outlets and things like that, to allow us to start conversations about having some more publicity and things going forward. So I'll tell you, one of the good takeaways has been with the Fort Worth record. They've started the Arlington record. I know we already have the Mansfield record that is an amazing supporter to us. They do a tremendous job supporting us, but getting our name out in some of the other areas around us has a benefit, because, again, like you said at the beginning of the podcast, there's some people that are just moving in. They don't even know we're here, but maybe they're connected with the larger DFW area as a whole. And so it's a wonderful way for us to collaborate with the foundation, and the foundation itself has done a tremendous job. I'm going to give my sign one more time.
Yeah, and what's the website?
So I would love to say that I'm besties with Amazon. If there are Amazon people watching, I would love to be besties with you. But Amazon goes in and covers all of the credit card transaction fees.
Oh, wow.
Which, if you've given before and they say, hey, would you round up to cover the fees?
Sure.
Sometimes that can be a pretty large percentage.
Yes, it can.
Yeah. So then that helps with that area. And so when you give at this link, it's just like if you walked in and handed a check or cash or anything like that straight to us, we get 100% of it. They're not going to take a chunk out and keep it for Community Foundation. They're not going to take a chunk out and send it to MasterCard or Visa or Discover or American Express, whatever. 100% of it's going to come back to us because they get that underwriting by Amazon. So,
Can you hold it up so I can see the website one more time? Getting ready to post it.
A little bit higher.
A little bit higher. .org.
Right.
Okay, that's all I need. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got it.
And really, what you really need is this. So, in here, and I'll put this up there. It is, and Herdy and Jordan, I'll tell you, one of the fun things is that if people continue to give after the fact, it still comes to us. Now, I still want them to know me. I want them to know us. I appreciate Community Foundation of Texas, but again, I'm in a pool of a whole lot of people. But so if you want to give directly to us, here you go. Let me see if I can send this to you without it.
Well, we just got a ticker at the bottom of the screen.
I'm actually gonna make it a little bit easier, Herdy. If you want to give them the way that they can just bypass the search and type in who do you need to find, search for an organization. I just sent you how they can just type it in and come straight to us.
Which is your website, correct?
Yeah, northtexasgivingday.org/organization/Mansfield Mission. So if they're giving today, and if they want to give later, and then I can give you our website for any kind of donations. I would love to say that so the fees are waived through North Texas Giving Day's site. If you come and give directly to us, there is a small transaction fee on there that we give you the option to cover or not to cover.
I'm also going to post that. I'm going to post that in the description, because if it can be ongoing, like you said, you might as well put that in the North Texas Giving Day along with your website too. So give them some choices. Okay, that's cool.
If they're covering the transaction fee, that's
it's great. Yeah,
because some of those are like 3.5%, like that adds up.
It does add up. It does add up. Yeah. It's not, we have to wait for them to process it and send it to us. So it's not like, it's a little, I equate it a little bit like Venmo. When someone Venmos you, if you don't want to pay the fees, you got to wait the 1 to 3 business days for it to hit your account. And so if you don't want to pay the fees, North Texas Giving Day is great. We have to wait a little bit before it hits our account, but I think it's a win-win. If it removes a barrier for people to give, I am all about it. So
we got it going across the ticker right now. So we'll let that play. Matter of fact, Jordan, let's just let that play the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Let it scroll like the news.
Oh, cool. My questions will knock it off. That's perfect.
Good.
Man, this StreamYard's getting fancy.
It's been there. You just discovered it. Way to go, buddy.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to streaming.
Man. Well, let's keep talking about different ways to give you guys money, because that's a good topic.
Okay.
That's one of those things that it's so important for nonprofits. It's there's big missions, but without money you can't do it. So there is a very big importance in, placed on that in the proper management of it. So, you mentioned, I love that North Texas Giving Day is allowing for, credit card donations, covering fees. That's huge. I mean, you might think 3.5% is not a lot, but it really does add up and it can make a big difference, especially when you're stretching every dollar. Mm-hmm. Another one that I have over here is donating to the thrift store, right? That's another one that you brought up, and one that I think is really cool, especially because you guys are able to get half of your operating budget from it. So take me a little bit through the donations to the thrift store.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can bring a variety of different items to the thrift store. Now we understand that the value of things is different to different people. And so our caveat is that we'd love to we do take new items. So if you've got items that ended up in your closet because somebody gifted it to you on your birthday and it still has the tags in it, but you're never going to wear it, it's not your style, it's not your size, we would be happy to take that from you.
Do you promise not to tell my mom?
I promise not to tell your mom or your favorite grand auntie who thought that lime green polo shirt would bring the color out in your eyes, but you're not so sure.
We've donated all sorts of stuff, like unopened boxes of things we'd never used. Either we got them delivered, they were the wrong size or wrong thing, they credited it, but they didn't want it back, blah, blah, blah. You know who that is. And so we just take them over there. I mean, we've donated brand new pillows, never been out of the wrap. We've donated pots and pans that have never been out of the. I mean, so it's really cool. You can do clothes. Make sure
Mhm.
you're decent, clean stuff, and fold it
Yeah,
nice and neat for them,
gently used.
and put it, yeah, and put it in a container of some sort so they don't have to just throw it, because they got a lot. If you've never pulled up to this, I guess I'm just going to tell a story too. If you
I
pull
love
up in
it.
the back, they have a ramp. You go up and you pull out, and some gracious kids that either volunteer or employees there come out really nicely, and they help unload,
Mhm.
and they check everything, make sure it's the kind of thing they can take. They're honest when they say no, we can't take that, because that takes a lot to get to that point, but they do. And they are appreciative, and they thank you,
Mhm.
and then at the end they ask you if you want a receipt,
Mhm.
and it for your giveaway. But you pull up. Now I will tell you, don't go 410.
No, no,
uh,
10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
10
Monday through Saturday.
That's correct. So go
Mhm.
at 10 a.m. and drive to the back and pull up the ramp, and they'll
Mhm.
be there to greet you and take your stuff. And it's awesome. What a
Yes.
great place to donate. And they
Thank
love
you.
it. They love it.
Well, we love the donations. Now, I will tell people we do not take mattresses.
Right.
And I know that that sometimes can be a barrier for people. There's a lot of places that just are not set up for that. And the only other thing that unfortunately we do not have is we do not have a pickup service.
Right.
So I have been known to try to work the network to see if I can find friends or um, others that have the ability to help people pick up things and bring them to the store. But unfortunately, that's not something that we have. We have the access and the setup to do manpower
Right.
and insurance and all of that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But most everything, electronics, decor, your seasonal items, like Herdy said, pots, pans, plates, cups, the housewares, the clothes, the shoes, toys, jewelry. Just we've had electric guitars donated. We've had trying to think some of the most unique things that we've had. I mean, so many neat electronic items donated. So feel free, bring it on. And I also want you to know that as we are mindful of making sure that every donation gets stretched as far as it can, we also partner with other groups that can recycle metal. So maybe some things are donated that are metal that are broken and that we can't sell. We're going to recycle that and make sure we receive the benefit of those metal items.
Cool.
The smash room, the break room smash room that's here in Mansfield, I'll
Mhm.
give them a shout out. They come and get our broken electronic items and some of those other things, and they buy those off of us because we won't sell anything that's broken
Mhm.
if it doesn't work. But
Good.
then they can take it, and it's great. You go to the break room, smash room, it doesn't have to work. You're just gonna destroy it anyway. And then we also have other organizations we partner with to be able to help bless them in their ministries. So some of the overflow or things like that, because I'll tell you, the things on our floor at the thrift store,
Mhm.
first of all, it smells great. It's very well organized. It's clean. We have some amazing people that work there, but they rotate the items so that it's not always the same thing. So
Mhm.
about every 6 weeks, it's a brand. I mean, it's rotated out by 6 weeks. It's all brand new stuff that hasn't been out there before. Not,
That's
it's
awesome.
all new donated things that have been out there before. So it's not, keep going back and shopping because there's
Mhm.
always a new rotation of things going out there. But then that way, the things that are not sold, they go to another nonprofit that is a very, very great ministry, and then they can take it and it would benefit their ministry. So they in turn give a donation to us. So we're maximizing everything that's given to us to the best of our ability. And always looking for new ways to make sure that we're stretching all of those donations, not just monetary, but actual physical donations as well.
So you mentioned Sip and Shop, and you guys pull all the seasonal decor. Is this going to be for the Christmas season that this takes place?
It is, yes. It's going to be on November the 20th.
Okay. So for those of you that are climbing up on the attic, getting ready for Halloween, take a look at your Christmas stuff. That's right. Anything you're not going to put out, go ahead and donate it.
Bring it on over. Yes. Love that.
We'll get it ready. Got some stuff. We got some extra lights and stuff we'll bring. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Another thing I was going to bring up too is for anybody listening or watching this, if you are in any of those influencer programs where they send you free stuff for you to review, if you're not going to use it, bring it to the center. Like there's not everything fits you, not everything is what you wear. That's other source of just free stuff that you could just go pass on and somebody will really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been blessed. Some of the local stores and things like that have even donated items that are being discontinued, things like that. And so we're so thankful for that as well. Paisley Grace has been a tremendous supporter of ours. I'm just name dropping all over this podcast. I'm just giving free publicity to everybody. Wagon Wash down here in Mansfield, they have extra dog and cat food because that's one of the things we have at the food market is we make sure we have dog and cat food on hand. We partner with a nonprofit called Don't Forget to Feed Me, but as a way to allow companies to donate, because sometimes donation isn't a check. Sometimes it's actual in kind. And so, just yesterday, actually, they came by and I'm just overwhelmed, just blessed by our local people and just the ways they come up, and they come up with amazing different ways to give back to us. And that's huge.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Now, I wanted to ask you two other ways that we can support. Now, say volunteer for next, because that's going to be my follow-up question. But besides volunteer, what are some other ways we can support the Mansfield Mission Center?
So obviously, like my big plug today, donating to North Texas Giving Day. The food drives, like Herdy said, donating to the thrift center, but also every month we post on our social media pages a list of the top 5 to 6 things we need in the food market. So it's a great way to donate. Other things are if you've got a company and you have resources of things that you feel like maybe are something that we could use. I always encourage people to reach out. Let's have that conversation. Let's see how we can partner together because, again, sometimes that's a win for your company and that's a win for the Mission Center. I actually just had a conversation not that long ago, and they're like, man, we're struggling with finding people to connect with that can use these services or use these things that we have. And I'm like, I am so excited to sit down and have a conversation. Let's talk through what you have and let's see how we can collaborate together. So that's a great way to support us. Another way, since we're kind of, I guess, in that time frame, is coming up in October is Taste of Mansfield. So Taste of Mansfield's been around for many years now, and it actually supports all the money comes to help the Mansfield Mission Center. It's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. And so if you like great food, which I don't know very many people who don't like great food, and you want to support the Mansfield Mission Center, tickets are on sale for Taste of Mansfield. So you can go to the mansfieldmissioncenter.org/events and go check that out. But so that we can promote the Mansfield Buzz a little bit more, I get the chance to come back on October 23rd, which is Taste of Mansfield Day, and see you guys again. And I'm so
we'll put the website up early that week. We'll get everybody excited about it and get them into so it'd be cool. Yeah. And then they can run down there and do the taste. It's cool.
It is. We have so many food vendors. It is going to be the tastiest night of the year. So your tickets.
Where's this going to be at?
So we try to keep the tickets. It's kind of gala-esque.
Well, the reason I'm asking is what's the location?
It's going to be at the Grand View. So that's going to be over on Heritage. It's a beautiful venue that's right behind Cellmark. So if you turn off of Heritage there between Selmark and the Winchester buildings and kind of drive around the back, the valet parking will be there for you. Valet parking is going to be sponsored by our friends at Truly Nolan. And so they'll valet park your car. You can come on in, get checked in. For those that want a little bit more of a VIP experience, we're going to have a VIP time before the big event starts. And there'll be heavy hors d'oeuvres and drinks available there. And we'll have a cigar bar, courtesy of our friend George Fassett and the cigar his cigar club.
Oh, George. Yeah.
Then,
okay, baby.
yeah. He's amazing. We're so thankful for him. Yeah. So and then the big event starts at 6. It'll go from 6 to 9. There's a silent auction. So again, all the tasting you want comes with a couple of drinks. If you want to buy more from the bar, you can. And then bid on many things at the silent auction. And again, all of it goes back to help the Mansfield Mission Center. And let me do this. I can get you the address for.
I'm gonna give you a homework assignment. If you prove to me, and if they're willing to give me a Wi-Fi connection, we'll do the live show from there, so we can be showing off stuff that day before it starts.
Okay. Yeah. I'll I think I might know a guy who knows a guy to see what we can do about setting it up.
See if they have Wi-Fi or even a hard connection. Just ask them. If they do, ask them if we can broadcast our Mansfield Buzz from there on the 23rd. Jordan, you okay with that?
Oh, absolutely.
And then we can walk around and we can do some film capture on our phones before, and then we can upload some little 30 seconds to the stream.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't mind doing it live from there if you don't mind.
I will definitely. I love it. I think that's a great idea because live it just draws people in. It just seems more real. And when we're doing this event, so when the podcast is happening, it'll be in full prep swing. So it'll be a behind the scenes look. Yes.
I have the ability to hook up a Sony Handycam to my computer with you on a wireless mic, so we could actually show you with my camera on a tripod, you walking around, or Jordan, whatever we want to do, and have you talking to us from across the room, pointing over here, pointing over there. So yeah, we're going to do that. I just need to know if they have the bandwidth to support us. That's all I need to know. Wi-Fi or hardwire. Okay.
I'll make some calls.
All right, cool. Okay. Sorry to go down that dirt road, but that's going to be really cool. So for today, guys, NorthTexasGivingDay.org. You can go to that site right now and donate. Or if you want to bypass that, you can go to NorthTexasGivingDay.org/organization/Mansfield Mission. And you can give direct right now, at this moment, or anytime, right? You'll take, hey, it doesn't matter what giving day it is, right? Giving day is giving day. Today's the main giving day, but you can give anytime you want. Okay.
Yes.
And for those of you that join us just now, just know that goes 100% to Mansfield Mission Center, and Amazon covers the credit card fees,
which is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the other question I was going to ask you is, for people that are listening and getting excited, like, who can sign up to volunteer and how?
Yeah. So we love to have different volunteers. It can be adults. It can be teenagers. We even have children that come. Now, you do have to be 14 or older to volunteer by yourself. If you're 14 or under 14, you need to be with a parent. But we have a variety of groups. We have corporations that do their serve day. They have a way that people can get a paid day off if they come and volunteer. We even have opportunities for individuals. Now, there is a caveat with the type of community service that they need, but for those who need some community service for some minor charges, we have a wonderful program with Judge Sanders, who's here in our area, to allow, just sometimes people need a little bit of a second chance. They need somebody to just give them some time to realize there's stuff out there going on beyond just what they see, especially with some of our teens in schools. They get into a little scuff up, a little mishap. And so we are very thankful to be able to even have that. Now, again, there are some you have to be kind of vetted with that program. But we have church groups that they have small groups that come and volunteer. And different for our different events, we love to have volunteers come in, and I'll tell you, there are some groups that they fall in love with it, and then they say, hey, especially when it comes to that sip and shop. We have a group that's like, this is our time. It's our favorite thing to do. We're coming back every year. You just count on it. So Christy Olam is our volunteer coordinator. She is phenomenal. There's an application to volunteer, whether you're an individual or a group. It's on our website. So if you go to mansfieldmission.org, you can click on the volunteer tab, and it takes you to that page, gives you some more details. So absolutely.
Jordan, before we finish up, here's some cool things I learned that I'm going to add to the description. The bees program, had no idea. The intake process, had no idea. And volunteers should check in with you, or do they go to how do they volunteer? Where do they go? Is there a volunteer tab on the website page? Oh,
yes, volunteer tab.
Yeah.
I'll send you a graphic for the bees, and then I'll send you the link, the direct. That way, if you wanted to put it up, and when you do the editing,
I'm going to have a ton of work to do. The cool thing is, man, I think if anybody understands that they have these 3 locations and they do all this work, it's amazing inside a community. When you sit down like we're doing today and you start finding out all these cool things that are offered out there, and the kind of staff and people it takes, to make this happen, corporations, Stacia, I know you're really good about talking to those guys too, right? And churches and donations. So she's in a very fulfilling position. I will tell you, I've donated my time to them on some of their help with their Google stuff, which is exciting. So, that's good. But man, just the fact that we'll be able to maybe stream live for them at the Taste is really cool. Jordan, I'm kind of pumped up at that. Reminds me of the old days, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll have fun with it. So
and I got streaming cameras. I mean, I got to
fix. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen, which is really cool. But we want to thank you for being on. Any final thoughts? Have you enjoyed today?
I have. Herdy, you and Jordan are just, I want people to know you guys are not just podcasters, but you are both very giving individuals. I know you care a lot about this community, but you care a lot about supporting the nonprofits in this community. Yeah. And so from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do to help the Mission Center. Thank you for all the work you do with other nonprofits here in the area, and what you do to help promote all of us here in Mansfield so that we can, share what we do and let people know. So thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure.
And we'd like to ask you this. Please stick with us after we end, because we're going to upload we want to make sure your recording of your voice gets uploaded to our servers. Next week, Jordan, dig this. OC Security. We are actually going to talk to a legitimate person who understands hacking, security, and what people need to do to protect themselves on the online digital world, which is going to be a real good education process for everybody. So we want you to stay tuned next week. But in the meantime, we're on next Thursday, 2 p.m. Thanks for joining us today. We had quite a few listeners today. There'll be a lot more in the on-demand station. I'll get a copy of this out to you tonight. But if you'll hang on before we go off the air, we'll make sure we have your part of the stream uploaded correctly. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for listening to Mansfield Buzz. Jordan? Salute.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.